Hello, I'm William Lodecker, and thank you for purchasing this this beginner DVD. We're going to cover a lot of information today, and the first thing I want us to look at is the tuning. You get your guitar set up and you're ready to go, and you need to tune it. Okay, there's been several tuning charts down through the years. And you probably have one, but I've got one that we're going to use here that I use, and it's included with this course. I'm going to send it to you, but you know, you don't tune a steel guitar standard straight up and down, you know, at 440. So I'm going to tell you the way I tune it, and I'm going to include this tuning chart with you. But I tune my E string. My 4th string, I tune that to 442. A lot of, you know, that might be, you just have to, I tune it, the 4th string, the 8th string, the 5th string, and the 10th string, I tune to 442. It just seems like to me to get a better tuning that way. So, but anyway. So, and I use a Boss TU12. This is in no way pushing Boss products, but I've had this for years, and years and years, and I use it, and it's got on there where you can tune it to 442, or when we go minus 442, 441, or whatever we need to do, I use this tuner. Like I say, I wouldn't be able to tune without a tuner. If you're going to tune a steel guitar, I believe you really need a tuner unless you do harmonics and stuff, and that's a different story. Alright, so I'm going to go over this thing pretty quick on how I tune this thing, and then you can look at the chart and tune it yourself. I tune the 1st string, which is an F sharp. I tune it to a 441 and a half. You know, 441 is close enough. The 2nd string is 439. The 3rd string is also 439, and the 4th string is the E string. Just like I said, you tune it to 442. The 5th string, same way. The B string, 442. The 6th string, G sharp, 439. The F sharp string, 441. The next E string, the 8th string, is 442. The next string is your D note, and it tunes to 441. And then your 10th string is 442. That is the B string. So 4, 5, 8, and 10 I tune to 442, and the rest of them as such. So what you want to do, if you got an all-pull guitar like most of us probably do, you tune your open strings first. Tune your open first, and tune it with your keys naturally. Then when you tune your pedals, tune your raises next, and tune with your nylon tuners at the back. At the back. And then you tune your knee levers. Okay, so I've got like I say, I'm including this chart, and you can see how you need to tune it. So I'm just going to go over your pedal, the pedal set up next. Your pedal that raises your 3rd string and 6th string from G sharp to A. I tune those to 441. That's my B pedal. Okay. My A pedal raises my 5th string and my 10th string from the B to C sharp, and I tune those pedals. I tune them back here with the nylon tuners, and I tune those to 438, which minus 1.5, or ever how you want to tune, whatever tuner you're using. Okay, then my 3rd pedal raises my 4th string from E to F sharp, and my 5th string from B to C sharp. I tune the fourth string F sharp to 439, and the fifth string to 438. And that tunes it. Then my knee levers, my knee levers, the knee lever that raises my fourth and eighth string. Now you tune this in way flat. You want to tune this like this E to F. You want to tune them like to 435, something like that. So you tune that way flat. And then the knee lever that lowers that that lowers your fourth and eighth string, I tune that to 440. But you've got to tune that fourth and eighth string raise on your knee lever. You got to tune that flat, or it would be in order for it to tune with the rest of the guitar. Okay, so that's a little bit about tuning, and I'm going to include this chart with you, and you can look at it and make your make your own where it sounds the best to you, and get in tune. Okay, that's a little bit about tuning. The next thing I want us to talk about is probably the most important thing that we'll talk about in this whole course. It's technique, right hand technique, and getting the proper right hand technique is one of the most important facts about playing a steel guitar. If you don't have a if you don't have a good right hand technique, there is no way in this world you can play steel guitar. I just don't see how you can do it. I'm going to show you the picks. The picks, if you can see that, the picks are they're out on an end, out on the end here, where you can where it hits the side. The string hits the side of the pick. Your right hand should be rolled well over to the right in order to get the right edge of your hand down on the strings for muting. So just like this. Well, you don't have to put the little finger out, but see how the curve in the right hands. And you want to get that. Keep your right hand just like this, and your picks just like that, and making sure that you got a proper technique. I'll be honest with you, I don't see how some of these players play. I mean, they're up like this, and I just don't see how in the world they play. You just got to keep that. It's like I say, this is the most important part that we'll probably be going over in this course. Let your fingers do the moving, and the hand, and you want your hand to stay in the same spot as much as possible. And the fingers bend at the knuckles, just like this. The hand is not a part of the picking. You don't want your hand. You want your hand to stay steady. Your hand is not part of the picking. Okay, if you can watch your first knuckle, and while you're picking the strings, watch your first knuckle, and if it's moving any way other than up, you need to work on that. Work on keeping it at the same spot. See how that my hand never moved, just my fingers. But anyway, that's just you want your fingers to do the work, but you want to mute it. You want to mute it with the back of your hand or the picks, where you can pick block, which is putting the picks back down on the strings you want to block, or you can block it with the back of your hand. Just I use a combination of both pick blocking and palm back of the hand blocking to block. But that's the most important part. Get your technique and the bar. Your bar. You want your you want your knuckle. You want to look like this, and your fingertip on the bar for the control. And you can just get good control of your bar, where you can pick it up. See, if you play, now you watch my right hand and watch my left hand with the bar, and you always got control of that bar. You always got control of your bar, and watch your hand. So that's the technique, and technique. Work on your technique, because it is 99% of playing steel guitar, I've always said, was in your right hand. Your blocking technique, because if you can't block and you can't pick these strings, you can't. You'll never be an effective steel guitar player. And learn how to control the bar. I use an Emmons bar. Like it's not. I'm not selling Emmons bars, but there's bigger bars, and there's might be smaller bars. There's lighter bars, but I've always used that. I can control it. I can. I can control the bar. This bar, and do anything that I need to do with it. Okay, so that's the technique part. So keep your picks out like this. Keep your picks out. Keep your hand steady, moving up and down, not like this, not like that. And just keep that knuckle in one place. And work on that technique. Okay, now that is the tuning. You're gonna be getting a tuning chart to help you tune, and then if you go back over this technique part of this thing over and over until you got it, and we'll move on to part 2. Okay, now we're going to be working on string combinations and patterns and scales. I know that sounds boring, but I can't express enough how important these things are, these scales and these string combinations and these patterns, and it also helps us with our technique. Okay, so we're going to be using some chord positions, and I'm going to be showing you some of that, and I've got some stuff tabbed out for you. I'm going to be using the key of G, because we've got such a wide range of chords and notes that we can get to in G. So like we can go from the 3rd fret all the way to the 15th in this thing. And this will get you noticing the chords and the patterns and notes. Once you learn it in G, it stays the same no matter what key you play in. It's the patterns are going to be the same. So once you learn these positions, you like if you're playing it in G, and you know that these positions are in the 3rd fret, the 10th fret, the 6th fret, and in between there, you'll have a place to go if your mind goes blank or something. So learn these things in G, And then if you wanna transpose it to D, just move everything up 7 frets. But anyway, that'll help. That'll help you start making up melody lines and phrases and feels for any tune you might be playing. Learn these positions in this key, and then transpose them to other keys, and you'll see your playing greatly improved. I promise you that. Okay, so we're going to be using chord positions in G and the relative chords to G. So page 1 of our sheet here, we're on the 3rd fret, 3, 4, and 5, 4, 5, and 6, 5, 6, and 8, 6, 8, and 10. That's G. That's our G, and that's the string combinations on the 3rd fret. No pedals. So I would just work with playing these, and this, I can't express enough. Also technique. Always working. Keep your hand steady and stationary. Right, same place, right up above the pickup. Here's where you want it. You don't want it, but here's the difference in that. See how tinny that is? Right there's where you want it. You want it right up above the fret, right up above your pickup. And you want, and it's 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 8, 6, 8, 10. And that's a good exercise. Okay, and that's the G. That'd be the one chord. The one chord in this instance is the G. The 4 chord is the C up to the 8th fret. Same string combos. And the 5 chord is the D. No pedals. Okay, so and then back up to the 15th fret. An octave above the 3rd fret. Okay, so now let's add some pedals. Let's add your pedal that raises your 6th, your 3rd and 6th, my B pedal, and your 5th and 10th, my A pedal. So my A and B pedal we'll be using on this next line. So it's the same chords: 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 8, 6, 8, 10. Alright, now if you want to go to the 4 chord, mash your A and B pedals, same string combinations. And the 5 chord up to the 5th fret, which is G. G, C, and D. And now that, then you can also, you know, this is not all of them, but it shows you several different ways to do it. G, C, and D. Okay? Alright, now we're going to be using our knee lever that raises the 4th string and the 8th string. And we're going to be using your pedal that raises your 5th string. And we're going to be doing this at the 6th fret because that is G also. And we're going to be using the same strings, same string combinations. 11th fret C, 13th fret D, and if you want to, back to the 15th fret. Okay, so you see how them patterns are forming. You see where the patterns are. 3rd fret, and the 6th fret, 5th. And once you know these patterns, I know they're boring, and I know it's you know what, you think, well, what do I need to know this for? But this is very, very important in order to play a steel guitar or any other instrument, really, is scales, 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 scales. I know that's boring and it don't make sense a lot of times, but that's just what we have to do. Alright, so then when on page 2, we'll go back to the major positions in G. So the 1, 4, C, 5, and D. And then at the 6th fret with your F knee lever that raises your 4th string, and your A pedal, the pedal that raises the 5th string. 8 no pedals. 10. Add your A and B pedal at the 10th fret, and then the 11th fret. And then back to the 15th fret. Okay, the second line is just transposing them down to 4, 5, and 6. Alright, and then the next line is just doing the same thing using the different pedal string combinations. Okay, that is let's learn those positions, and we'll tie these things together here in a minute. Okay, and then we have relative minors. Let me get to the minors using our A pedal and B and C pedal. The first one is a relative minor in G. Is an E minor, is a 6 minor. And you can do that with 3, 4, and 5 with your A pedal, with the pedal that raises your 5th string. And do those string combinations: 3, 4, and 5, 4, 5, and 6, 5, 6, and 8, 6, 8, and 10. That's still an E minor, a 6 minor in G. A 2 minor, which would be an A minor, is on the 8th fret. Same string combinations. And the 3 minor, slide up 2 frets to the B, would be a B minor at the 10th fret. Okay, and then E minor at the 15th fret, 1 octave above where we're at. Okay, so and then the next line is just different string combinations, and that's with the A pedal. So that's a 6 minor, the 2 minor, and the 3 minor. The 6 minor is the E minor, and G. A is the 2 minor, A minor, and B is the B minor, is the 3 minor. Okay, so and learn that. If you're playing this thing in C, and C's your 1 chord, and you say somebody says, well, it's going to go to a 6 minor first. Well, then you know that you can do the 6 minor at the 8th fret with your A pedal down, and you know that's going to be a 6 minor in C. So that's what I'm talking about. Just learn these positions, and they work in each chord. Each chord works the same. All right, let's do our B and C pedal. So our 1 chord is G. All right, so the 2 chord would be an A minor with our B and C pedal, the pedal that raises your 3rd string a half a tone and 6th string a half a tone, and raises the 4th string, my C pedal. Okay, so and the 2 minor is A minor. It'd be on the 3rd fret. That's an A minor. The B minor is slide up to the 5th fret. The 3 minor, and the E minor is the 10th. With the B and C pedal. Now I want you to notice this. Now notice this. You're at the don't matter what key you're in. So your A minor or 2 minor in G is 2 frets back from the minor. A open on the 5th fret. Now I want you to look at this pattern. To make a minor out of that, one way using our B and C pedal is back up 2 frets and press your B and C pedal. Same way, if you C at the 8th fret, back up 2 frets, C minor. E at the 12th fret, back up 2 frets and add your B and C pedal. E minor. So that's what I'm talking about. Learn these positions and their relative positions, and you'll when you're playing, you'll know where these things at. So like if you're playing that in G, you know the 2 minor is with the B and C pedal right there on that open. Alright, so if you're in D and somebody says it goes to, if you're the one chord's in D, somebody says, okay, we want a 6 minor. You don't make no difference, or 2 minor. You know that mashing your B and C pedal on the 10th fret with D open will give you that chord. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Learn these positions and keep them on your mind. I mean, I remember when I was playing, when I used to play, was just learning. I would just think of these chords in my head all day long. I mean, every time I had a chance, I was thinking, well, if on the 3rd fret, strings 4, 5, and 6 is G, and then A on the 5th fret, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way up the neck, and then learn my chord positions, and with the pedals down, pedals up, pedals down. Just keep thinking of these things, and when you come to your guitar, they'll come much easier to you. All right, let's do some scales in G. All right, so our next page would be, we're using 4, 5, and 6 on the 3rd fret, 4, 5, and 6, and, with the B and C pedal, 5th fret, back to the 3rd fret, 5th fret. So, and I know what you're thinking. Now, what's that do? Now how am I going to use that? But anytime you're playing a melody, you know, and do it backwards. Do it frontward and backward, but because that's where your notes is going to lie in that, like. See how that scale comes to life. And that's just using that scale, and you do what you want to. This is just the basic line 1 on a page. And you make up your own runs. And just work in and out of that scale until you're comfortable with it. Okay, so that don't tell us a whole lot. But when you go makes a little bit more sense. You can use that. And go in and out of that scale in any order you want. Just out of that one scale, you can play most anything. And you don't have to go, you can take part of it. That's the same thing. That's just that using them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. I know you've heard that. Just using them same scales. See how it works? So work on that scale. All right, let me show you another one. At the 6th fret, using your knee lever that raises your 4th string and 8th string. And that gets a little bit more involved. But that's that. And this working scales, you'll find that you'll find that there is a lot of good stuff in these scales, and you gotta know them scales before you can play anything. Like I say, work that scale. Okay, the last one is using your B and C pedal again onto 4, 5, and 6. And work them scales, and so you can already see how valuable learning them positions is not so necessarily the notes, but the positions that we're in. So like. And you don't have to play the whole scale. You can play part of it. See how? That's just a scale. That's nothing but a scale. That I'm gonna show you that. That's strings 5 and 6 at the 3rd fret, at the 5th fret with your 6th string raised, the 6th fret with your 5th string raised, 8th fret no pedals, 10th fret A and B. So and you can single note it. And just by knowing that scale. So that's learn these scales. Learn these scales, and I'm sure that learn them in G first. Work on your technique. Make sure you know, work on your technique. Can't say enough about it. Work these scales in and out to where you can do them in any key, and then make up your own. That's how you make up your own licks in your own intros, and just like so that's nothing but using them scales. See how that is? And it's all scales, in and out of them scales. Okay, nothing to it. So learn that, and we'll come back for part 3. Okay, we've been working with scales and positions and chord positions and string combinations, this, that, and the other. Let's put some of these scales to use and do a couple of these intros. Let's play some intros. Number 1 will be like this. Real pretty little thing. It's not very hard. Let me see if we can do it with the track. Okay, so that wasn't too hard. I mean, it's just a 1-5-1 intro, G, D, and G. Okay, so let's do number 2. Number 2 is it uses that G at the 6th fret with your 4th and 8th string raise. Okay, let's use it. Let's play that. Okay, so that's intro number 2. Let's do intro number 3. It's or like this. And you can make up your own intros. That's what I want you to do. I want you to make up your own intros with these things. Let's do it with the track. Okay, so that didn't. I don't think that's what I. But anyway, that's the 3rd intro on your paper. So do it like this. Like that, okay? Now I'm gonna put this track on here at the end of the DVD, or at the end of this thing. I'm gonna put this track so you can practice with this track here and when we get done here, it'll be at the end of this DVD. Okay, so that's 3 intros using these scale positions. That 3rd one I didn't do exactly right with the track, but it's tabbed out here for you, and you work on these things and make up your own. These are just some that I made up. So now what I want to do now, I want us I want you to kind of get how I'm thinking, or how a player thinks when he's going to do a song. We're going to use the old song "Pass Me By," and because everybody knows that. We're going to do a little bit of it here. When you think of an intro for "Pass Me By," we know it's in G. So let's do it like that. So we're at the 3rd fret, and let's use our B and C pedal, 3, 4, and 5. And do it like that. We're using our B and C pedal on 3, 4, and 5. Alright. strings 3 and 5. Slide it back to the 1st fret, no pedals. Slide it back up. B and C again. 4, 5, and 6, B and C pedal. Let off of your C pedal. And hit your 2nd string. And then 3, 4, and 5. Or 4, 5, and 6 with no pedals. And then 5, 4, 3. In and out with your B and C pedal. 4, 5, and 6. In and out with your B and C pedal. Okay, so when you think about Pass Me By intro, you can do it there. You can go up here to the 15th fret and do the very same thing. And same thing. So we see that we're still in G, and if you do Pass Me By or an intro like Pass Me By, somebody says play Pass Me By, so you can do that. And then when it comes your turn in the middle, you might go up to the 15th fret and play it. But anyway, so when you're thinking, and we use just exactly what we've been studying, these scales. We've been using the scales and chord positions for G, and we come up with that intro. So now, if you want to play, let's take a little bit of the verse. Let's do something like that. 4, 5, and 6, 1st string, and then 3, 4, and 5. So, and then go to the 2nd fret, 3 and 5, and slide to the 3rd. All right, let's slide up and get that 6th fret with with 3 and 5 with your A pedal. So we're still in that G, because remember we got a G position right there. So and slide it back down to the 3rd fret and add your A pedal with your 3 and 5 with your A and B pedal down. 4, 5, and 6 pedals down. 5, 6, and 8. So all that is exactly what we've been studying. We've been studying that. All them scale movements, or you can do it at the 15th fret. So that gives a little different sound. Okay, so and if you play in that, it gives you a little bit of now you can see how those scales and those patterns and those positions help you out. Okay, so that's something like Pass Me By, but I'm just coming off the top of my head with this stuff. Let's try something different. Let's try that. Let's do Tennessee Waltz. We're gonna play it in G. So let's do it up here. So hit at the 10th fret, 8th string, 6th string and bring your pedal that raises your 6th string. And then 5, and then squeeze that A pedal in. And then 5, 6, and 8. And come off of your B pedal. And then 4, 5, and 6. So, and then go up to the 13th fret, 3 and 5. And slide that up to the 15th. 13, 14, 15. Slide back to the 13th fret. And remember, we're using that C. C is at the 11th fret with your 4th string raised and your 5th string raised. But this time we're only using strings 3 and 5. And slide that back to the 8th fret. Remember, that's C, so we're covering G, that's B minor, that's our minor in G, remember? And if so, and so we can do it like that. Our B minor, G, C, and back up to the 3 and 5 at the 11th fret with your 5th string raised, and back to the 10th fret to the G with your A and B pedal down. 4, 5, and 6, and then go up to the 12th fret, strings 4 and 5, and back to the 10th fret, and with strings 4 and 5, and raise your 5th string, 5 and 6, and then 5, 6, and 8 for your D note, for your D chord, and then 6th string, raise it. 5, 4, and no pedal. So let me do this. And that's just using the scales that we've been, the scales and the scale positions. That's just showing you how to pick out different melodies. So we did that, Pass Me By, we did it here, and then we did it here, and then we did a little bit of Tennessee Waltz, and we played it at the pedal down position, still in G. Now, if you played a Tennessee Waltz in C, it don't matter, you come down and do it at the C position. Same thing, same positions. So learn these. You got to learn these positions. You got to learn these chords. And you got to learn where these things is at. And then you start picking your melody out of it. You start picking your whatever you're playing. Then you want to start picking your melody out of the positions, because they're always going to be around these positions. So G at the 3rd fret. It don't matter which combination of strings you use, or G at the 6th fret, or G at the 10th fret with both pedals, or G open at the 15th fret. G at the 6th fret with that 4 and 8 raised, and your 5th string raised, and the 10th fret with your pedals down. So you got to learn those positions. And learn where those things are at, and you'll start picking these notes out, picking these patterns, and whatever tune you're trying to play, it's in there. Believe me, it's in there. I promise you that it'll be in there. So what I want to do now, I want to go ahead and play this track. I'm going to play this thing at the end of this thing 3 or 4 times for you. And you practice with this thing with those intros. And I'll thank you. And let me know what you think about this course. And if it helped you, I would sure like to know. And if it didn't, I'll, tell me that. So I'm going to play this thing 3 or 4 times for you. And you can use it. So here we go. This is the tracks to play your intros with. And thank you very much.